lot of people doing it and just proving that they can do things, but maybe not necessarily taking over the industry or anything else. But if you go beyond that, you go beyond the chatbots,
Yeah.
it's the complete opposite. The industry is frozen. What you're hearing is that especially larger lenders and banks, they don't even know what the compliance questions are they need to ask to begin to adopt AI. It's not a matter of what's the ROI, what's the time frame. It's I can't even begin to have a conversation with you about something with AI because if you bring it inside my walls, I've got something I don't know what to do with. And we really see that as an opportunity, right?
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grow It podcast once again. One of your hosts here, Tragana King. And today we are very excited to have our guest, Mr. Mario DiBenedetto from Brimma Tech, and he will be diving into his story a bit today for us. And then we will talk about a bit what his company does, and then some engaging insights into their technology industry. So make sure you guys stick around. But without further ado, Mario, over to you if you don't mind, please, just to kindly introduce yourself.
Great. Hey, thanks, Trey. Great being here. Mario DiBenedetto, president of Brimma Tech. Been president of this company for 4 years. We've been in business 8 years. Founder Sapri Periasamy and I have been doing mortgage technology in the US for over 20 years now. And it's hard to say out loud, but that is the reality.
Excellent. And tell me, how did you decide to first get into this business sector?
So I don't know, maybe it's the way it works for everybody. It was an accident.
Not for everybody, but
So
yeah.
So I happened to be doing business with somebody, and I was running a business that had nothing to do with mortgage, and the business just in the mortgage area it just took off. So back in about 2004, 2005,
Yeah.
the mortgage business took off. They said we could use a little help, and next thing you know, it's 20 years later.
My word. And tell me, Mario, what is it about, what you do that you're so passionate about it? When did the penny drop,
Yeah, and you know it's I'm not sure it's one penny. I think it might have been a lot of pennies dropping over time. It having been through a couple startups that have grown, gotten sold, right, and gone through that exercise, particularly the last one where IBM bought us. Um,
Oh,
I,
wow.
I think the experience is really all around, and what Brim is really about is the speed of innovation, right? And
Mm,
seeing how hard it is for larger enterprises to be innovative. It's not that they can't, but it really is the exception and not the rule. And
mm.
so we find cases where we can do more with 5 people than they can do with 120. And it's just because you can remove the barriers that are in the way of innovation. And as we've gotten more into AI, that's become even more so, right? We can do experiments really quickly that they can't even get approval to start thinking about.
Gotcha. And tell me, based on your expertise, what are like the current, trends that you are aware of? What way is the wind blowing these days? What have you been noticing?
Well, first of all, in the US, the current trends are that there's no trends. There's a lot of people who are kind of stuck in the middle. Particularly in the US mortgage market, right? You learn something when you're in a really niche market
Yeah.
that you are really beholden to the market itself. And the US mortgage market was so good for so long that people got really acclimated to it. And it's been very difficult for people to adjust. We've been 2 years since we kind of lost the really, historically low rates, and we've lost a lot of lenders. We've done there's a lot of mergers, and there's a lot of freezing of technology where people just don't know how to move forward.
Oh,
And it's really one of these situations where it's tough to get people's attention and say technology can still make a really big difference.
gotcha. Tell me, and then you mentioned AI earlier. What would if you need to position it, how would you say is AI like impacting the mortgage industry at the moment?
So like everybody, Gen AI kind of chatbots, right? Things that can, take basic Gen AI, be trained and be used,
Yeah.
really prevalent. Lots of it, really easy to do. Lots of people playing with a lot of stuff. and it's kind of all over the place. It's pervasive, right? It's because it's so easy to do. Not a lot of at scale. So a lot of people doing it and just proving that they can do things, but maybe not necessarily taking over the industry or anything else. But if you go beyond that, if you go beyond the chatbots,
Yeah.
it's the complete opposite. The industry is frozen. What you're hearing is that especially larger lenders and banks, they don't even know what the compliance questions are they need to ask to begin to adopt AI. So they not it's not a matter of what's the ROI, what's the time frame. It's I can't even begin to have a conversation with you about something with AI because if you bring it inside my walls, I've got something I don't know what to do with. And we really see that as an opportunity, right? There's an opportunity to start to one, do software as a service, right? Where you can have it outsourced and kind of de-risk the larger customers, but
Mhm.
you can also use it as a way to say, well, let's just do a small thing, right? Let's not try to take over everything you're doing with AI. Let's do something small and just show you the examples of how it works.
Got it. The I think you would agree with me. I mean, AI is definitely like one of the buzzwords currently in the States, right? And what I've noticed is across the market that a lot of people are actually in a certain way like afraid of it, right? And I think I could be wrong, like, but a lot of people think it might be taking their jobs away, or all such of things that comes up. But having said that, what do you see as like the most significant value for, what your business can bring to other businesses, and how and not just the value you bring, but how do you like currently go about to communicate this value to your potential clients?
Yeah, and it goes actually right to what you just said. It's
Yep.
the complete opposite of the notion that AI is here to take your job. So we tell a little story, and this is going to be so far in the weeds for mortgage people, right? If you're not a mortgage person, maybe it doesn't apply. So when I first got into mortgage, I didn't know anything, right? We're in a
Yeah.
large lender, and we're putting in a piece of software, think 2004, and the software would calculate the APR on a mortgage. And the underwriters at the client that were putting in the software said, well, I have to hand calculate the APR. You couldn't possibly do that correct. It's like, no, 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 the system does it.
Yeah.
No, I have to hand calculate it. No, the system does that. And it took them months to acclimate to the fact that the system actually could do an APR calculation consistently and accurately, right? And it was just a testament to how good the people were that were on our team that had put that all together and programmed it. Well, AI is very similar. People are going to have a really long period of acclimation, right? They're going to have to sit side by side with it, and they're going to say, I don't trust you. And they're going to be, distrusting every time they ask it a question. And so we see that as an opportunity, right? AI, and we think this is several years it's going to be like this in mortgage, just because of the way the mortgage market moves. For several years, we expect AI's best use case is going to be as a coach, as someone that recommends things, right? It doesn't try to do the entire job. It tries to accelerate what you're doing. It tries to put things in front of you to
Like enhance.
say, did you think about this? Or people who are doing what you're doing typically do it this way or write it this way or whatever else. And as a facilitator of an accelerator, right? As something that's going to really help you go faster, it's absolutely doesn't make any sense. It doesn't do anything without you, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's taking these really high value people that are on the team and it's making them even more valuable, right? By giving them these super powered tools, right, that they can use to really accelerate what they're doing. And honestly, take away some of the things that they probably don't enjoy doing anyway, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just thinking now about productivity as well. That is just for that enhancement. It's definitely something that I could see will benefit companies in a way to I mean, even just from a operational cost point of view, when it just comes to saving time for that matter. So no, I must say this is quite profound, very much so. And then just if we can talk a little bit just about like business, your view of business in general. In your opinion, you being in the position that you are, what type of mindset, do you think that a founder of a company should be, obviously, to be successful and to growing a business, not necessarily just an AI specifically, but I'm just thinking, out of your experience, you've been around the block a couple of times, right? So just what mindset do you think a founder of today needs?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's taken me a very long time to come to this conclusion, but it's really simple. Be bold, right? You cannot grow being shy. It
Yeah,
really just doesn't work. You have to be bold. You have to try new things every day. You have to go after that thing that you're just sitting there saying, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I should reach out. I don't know if I should put in that marketing campaign. I don't like whatever it is, do it. Just do it, right? Be bold, act, don't get caught up in your own head on, all the things, reasons why you shouldn't do something.
yeah. Excellent. Well, guys, that's crazy good advice. And then what would you then say, maybe latching onto that, what would you like say would be the most important things that you've learned, over your career? Obviously, there's been a couple of bumps in the road, ups and downs, things like that. But if there's like a couple of those important golden nuggets, as they say, what would you say would you have learned?
Yeah, every single person you work with is 100% unique. And no matter what your relationship is to them, they work for you, you work peer to peer, they're your customer. Every single person is unique. And if you try to treat somebody as cookie cutter, grow their career, tell them how their career is going to work, tell them what your solution is, it doesn't matter what your conversation is. If you don't treat them as unique, then
Yeah,
you're basically turning them into something that is not, there's no relationship there. And the truth is relationships are what gets, especially when you're growing, right? Relationships are what make the difference uh, between growing and not growing, because getting a customer is really hard. Keeping a customer is even
yeah,
harder.
good point. Yes. Oh, no, excellent. Thank you for these golden nuggets and these good insights. I can understand why your business is so successful. It was very interesting regarding these couple of AR things in the mortgage industry that you've noticed. But please tell the listeners, where can people get hold of you on which channels, or where can we find you?
Hey, we're B2B, so we're not all over social media. Best places to get us are brimmatech.com
Yes.
and on LinkedIn, easy to find on LinkedIn. Just, maybe Mario DiBenedetto might not be easy to search, but Brimma Tech is. So
Oh, lovely. But Mario, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming on. We as a business, we guys think you guys are truly great, and this has been fun, man. Thank you so much.
awesome. Thanks, Greg.
All the best. Take care. Bye now.